Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the studio at Real Deal Talk. Round 3 of Epic 58 Fighter videos. Today in the studio, we have Taylor Foxx, ladies and gentlemen. Bro, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, JD.
Let's go.
All good things come in 3, right?
That's right, man. Let's go. So now you're not on the 58 card, right?
Not on this one.
But you were on the 57 card.
Yes.
Do me a favor, pull that mic towards you so it's closer to
Gotcha.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so you were on 57, and so we're just going to kind of break some stuff down today because I didn't get to interview on the 57, right?
No, not the 57. It was my first MMA, so I just kind of wanted to focus on the fight for the first one. But
Okay.
yeah, I wanted to get more into this now.
All right, so let's where do we start here? So 50.
There's too much.
57, you fought, and I remember which fight you were. You fought. What was his name again?
The Soul Snatcher.
The Soul Snatcher.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I remember interviewing him, and he was quite confident in this interview. In fact, he was. If I can remember correctly, he was talking a little bit of trash, right?
A little bit here and there, you know.
A little bit here and there.
Here and there.
And I was remembering, I was like, I wonder who he's fighting. And now I know. So let's break this down a little bit, because I'm sure you have some words to share about the description of the fight. So how to talk to me about? Let's go back to when you saw the interviews of him prior to the fight, because you saw him prior to the fight, right?
Yeah, I saw interviews.
What was your thoughts there?
Man, I saw the interviews and I was just a little confused.
Yeah.
I just saw how he trained. I saw his Instagram videos and I didn't know if he was ready for what was coming.
Yeah.
And yeah, in fact, he was not, because when he went in there, he started doing a front flip before the fight even started. He started just doing a bunch of nonsense before the fight even started. You can hear the commentators talking about it before in the fight. They said, there's a clear difference between these two. Taylor's coming in here a little sweaty. Romeo's coming in here dry. Taylor's ready to fight. Romeo clearly was not that night, But he talked a lot. And I wanted to answer with my fists instead of my hands, So it was fun to be able to do that in front of everybody.
Yes. And so what were the commentators saying? Because I never listened. Where did we listen? Can I watch the replay of these with the commentators?
Yeah, so
you
they
can?
actually just put mine up on YouTube maybe like a week or two ago.
They did?
Yeah, they put me and 2 other teammates up, Kel Vaughn and Micah. So they threw all of our fights up on there.
Nice.
Most exciting fights of the night, I think. The first 3,
Yeah.
pretty much right off the bat.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go check it out. My teammate was one of the commentators. But the best comments were coming from the other guy, Oh, Romeo don't want to be in here after he comes in here talking to you, telling him I'm going to talk shit. I'm going to make him feel like he doesn't want to be in there, all this and that. And
He did say that, huh?
he said a lot of things, and I'm happy that, we got a little Instagram video, put it all together, spliced it all together, and,
You did?
I started it. Then my coach even suggested it too, because just me and my coach, we have the same mind. So it's like when I think of something, he's going to think of it too. When he thinks of something, I'm going to think of it. And then we put it together. Our videographer, Simone, for the whole team, our backroom boys at the arena, he put the video together exactly how I wanted it. He sent me a couple ones, and I was like, nah, not like that, not like this. Then I sent him what I had so far. And he put together the perfect video, man. I was so happy with it. My coach was happy with it. And, yeah.
So So the video is about, I'm assuming it's showing him talking some smack.
Yeah. Shows him talking smack a little bit, and then it cuts to me.
Yeah.
Him smack, cuts to me. So then there's even one point where he's talking interview, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to make him feel like he doesn't want to be in there. And then it cuts to me hitting him with like an uppercut, hook, cross. And then the commentary goes, oh, Romeo don't want to be in there, So it just keeps on going like that whole theme of that.
I got to see this.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best.
And it's on your Instagram?
It's on
and
my
what's
Instagram.
your Instagram?
My Instagram's Taylor Foxx with 5 X's on there.
5 X's.
Yeah,
Okay, I remember
the
seeing
5 X's.
Yeah. I remember seeing the Instagram. So yeah, that was and he was bleeding, bro. Like, what happened there? Where did you hit him? What did you hit him with?
Oh, bro, I hit him with the head kick, and then when I hit him with the head kick, I slipped because the canvas was a little slippery from the previous fight. Micah fought right before my teammate, and he had the insane fight against one of Daniel Reyes' teammates over at Bonita. It was a really good fight.
Yeah.
And so I got tired just watching that fight, honestly. So when I got in there, I threw a head kick, I slipped. He tries to take me down. I get back up real quick, get on top of him. And then when I got on top of him, I see all this blood on the ground. It looked really fresh. It looked red. And I was like, is that my blood? Is that Micah's blood? Is that his blood? Like, whose blood is this?
Yeah.
And then, I squeeze a little bit, and, blood starts spurting out everywhere. And I'm like, oh, that's his blood. I'm like, and I have his neck. And so I can't see where the blood's coming from, but I know it's coming from him.
Yeah.
And so I'm hearing all these things. I hear this drunk guy over in the crowd yelling, guillotine, all these chokes they don't know. I hear my coach in the back saying, get up, stand up, like back up. And I'm honestly just sitting there. I can hear everything. I can see everything, experience everything.
Yeah.
And I have his neck, and I just want to squeeze it, just see all this blood start coming out, pouring out. And as this blood's pouring out, I'm just getting a little more excited and more excited. I'm like, oh, fuck, like, let's fucking go. Like, we're here. Like, we're doing this shit. Like, we're finally fucking here. He's talking. He's going to take back all this shit talking. Yeah. And so we get to another position. I'm in his guard. And then I'm in a place where I'm right here. His stomach is right here. And I'm just trying to fucking hit this gash every single time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come around, hit him in the head, open it up more and more. End of the round comes around. I get up. After I get up, there's so much blood everywhere.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, all right, sweet. Like, walk back to my corner. I'm looking around everywhere. I'm all smiles. And when I go back to my corner, I've competed about 15 times, in martial arts. And when I go back to my corner, I felt really good.
Yeah.
I felt really good. Sometimes you go back, you don't feel the best. This time, all smiles, talking to all my coaches. I'm like, whose blood is that? I already knew whose blood it was.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear it. But
yeah, because sometimes you go back to the corner, and I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that the other guy's solid, and you're like, oh man, is the confidence down a little bit sometimes? Is that what happens?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So I had a kickboxing fight in March. It was my first amateur kickboxing fight in LA. First round, I don't know what happened. I felt okay in the first round, but I had this crazy adrenaline dump. I waited about 8 hours to fight. Right before I was about to fight, the dude right before me threw up in my corner, so we had to take like a third intermission break.
Oh man.
And so, dude, that threw me off. They staged me. I was staged for maybe 20, 25 minutes just standing there, like in front of, 1,000 people,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. So in the first round, I'm doing my thing, I'm poking my teeth, poking my jab. I win the first round. I go back to the corner, and I'm like, I can't breathe. Something happened, like right in between there. I had this crazy adrenaline dump. And so for round 2, I'm just trying to survive. Like, I can't do anything. Round 3, I get a little bit back on my shoulders, but still, I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. And so I fight through that third round. I lose 29-28. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, that is the time that I went back and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, all my confidence wasn't there.
Yeah.
But it was just the adrenaline dump.
Wow.
That was the only time that's ever happened to me in all my competitions. But I learned a lot from that.
That's incredible, but that was not the case when you fought the Soul Taker.
No. That was not the case at all.
You were loving looking over, seeing blood all over his head.
Yeah, I loved looking over, but it was just, it was nice to go back to that corner and just be comfortable. Be comfortable in the cage, be comfortable with everything around me happening.
Knowing you were in control.
Knowing I was in control, but just being able to, I was finally living my dream, finally doing what I want to do. And then having that happen in the first round was fucking perfect. And then going back in the second round, and I pretty much knew it was already going to be over when I went back in there, because I already set all the reactions, I hit him. I saw the reaction. I saw where he was going to go. So as soon as I saw where the head was going, I started changing up my attacks, more uppercuts, more attacks up the middle.
Yeah.
Then when those attacks came, they opened up other attacks. And then finally the last shot I hit him with the right hand. And I've never hit somebody this hard, but they span around, fell on the ground. I got on top of him, started pounding him out. I'm looking at the ref because I'm looking down at him. I'm like,
he's done.
When are you going to stop this, man? I was like, that's how I knew I was in it, though. Because usually I would just go, boom, 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 just keep going. But I looked up at the ref and I was like, he's not going to stop it. Fuck it. Just keep on going. A couple more, and then they finally stopped.
Yeah.
I got up. There was a second where I was just going to take it all in, but I had to let some stuff out. So I just let out a big old yell and walked over to the camera, started talking my shit about him, and, did what I did.
Oh, my gosh. So, because I remember he started just bowing his head down, like trying to just avoid everything.
Yeah, it's just something you do when you don't want to get hit.
Correct.
You see it a lot in the gym. I see it a lot with, people that I train with and stuff,
Yeah.
Some people just don't like to get hit,
Right.
And that's going to be the reaction. And so when that reaction comes, you want to send things that are coming up the middle. When I'm a pro, the knees are going to be dangerous to the head. But right now, the uppercuts, the knees of the body, teeps of the body, if they go down into it, that's their own fault. So.
Yeah. I noticed that. I remember. I can distinctly remember a lot of that fight. And I remember he was just trying not to. He just didn't want to get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. Okay.
It makes me happy you remember it, though.
I do.
That's the goal.
I do, because that fight I was like fascinated to see, because in the interview I realized he wasn't this completely trained universal fighter. So I'm like, he's just a scrapper, because he said he was in 50 something street fights or something. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I'm going to see how this translates into an actual ring of trained fighters.
Yeah, and in my case, I had no idea who this guy was.
Yeah.
I had no idea if he was a world beater,
Correct.
if he was exactly who he turned out to be,
Yes.
if he was actually a well-trained person. So I was going in there like,
Yeah,
he's
you
gonna kill
can't.
me,
Yeah, you have to take him seriously, because he's hopping in a freaking cage.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta respect everyone, but I don't fear anybody.
Because you had no video on him.
Yeah, I had nothing on him. I had maybe like a 45-second clip of him running at somebody trying to take him down, and it was just a weird exchange to where you can't really take much from those exchanges.
Right.
And so when I was watching it, me and my coach were watching it, we expected,
For sure.
the best fighter in the world to come out.
Absolutely.
And so when he didn't, I was like, well, that's
Here
his
we
own
go.
fault, Like,
Exactly.
can't
Wow.
stop it,
Oh, this is
He's hitting on the ring girls and shit before the fight,
he really?
He's smoking cigarettes and shit after.
Yeah, he was smoking
and
cigarettes.
It's like, I have so much sympathy for a guy like that, When
Yeah.
when I'm doing everything I can every single day, and I'm living the life I live.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
you can't have people like that just coming in and doing the shit they do.
I absolutely agree. However, Soul Taker, if you're listening to this or watching, I will give you a massive amount of credit just for freaking stepping in the ring.
sure.
Because
For
I'll be frank, that's not something I would do. No way. This is all for show. All these muscles here, these are just for show.
Oh, you want to know the craziest part about all this shit?
Yes.
Though? After the fight,
It gets crazier.
Oh,
Come
This
on.
is the best part.
Oh,
This is
no.
the best part.
This is the best
and
part?
Romeo, I'm sorry if you're watching this, bro. I'm sorry, but after the fight, like I do my interviews and stuff. I have one interview. I walk after. I do an interview with the MMA kid. I think you just did one with him as well.
Yeah.
Did one with both of them. And then right before the MMA kid, though, there's these two ladies who run up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, like, can we get a picture?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, I just thought, it was gonna be normal because I already had a couple interviews going down and stuff. And so they're like taking pictures with me and they go, "We're Romeo's cousin. We're so proud of you. Like, we're so happy that you did that to him. Like, he needs to learn." Like,
Oh, no way.
I swear to God. He
Oh.
did this right in front of the MMA kid. And we did an interview right after my whole, my audio, I guess, was shot on the MMA kid interview. So they couldn't do it. But we talked about it and everything, too. But it happened right in front of him. And it was the funniest thing. They ran up to me, took a picture. They said how proud they were of me. And
No way.
yeah, that Romeo needed to learn.
Did
And
Romeo
so-
see this?
No, he was getting stitched up. He was, he
Yeah.
got like 8 stitches in the back. It was rough for Romeo.
That's interesting.
It was a rough night. He was getting stitched up by the doctor, and then the doc brought me over. I looked up at the doc. I said, "Doc, why am I here? He hit me one time and I was on top of him."
Yeah.
And he laughed. He said, "You're free to go. Just sign this." I signed it, left. Romeo's still getting stitched up in the back. I'm like, wow, sorry, man.
I can't believe we got the whole post-fight details on this. This is incredible.
And then I go back to my gym next Monday. Nothing happens that week of. Then the following Monday after that, I go into the gym and everyone's like, "Yo, the dude you just fought came in. He's trying to come to the arena. He's trying to train at my gym now." And so he trained with a couple classes there. He came to watch the MMA team in the back room because the back room boys are a little separate from the arena.
Yep.
So he came, watched our practices and stuff. We talked. We had a couple interactions.
You did, you and him.
Yeah. We talked. I chatted with him a couple times. I just asked him how he was doing. He said his head was still hurting. He was going to take a little break until November to fight.
Yeah.
Now he's fighting on this next epic card against another
Romeo?
killer. Yeah.
On this fight?
Yeah, he's fighting another guy, and I told him to be careful. It's gonna be a hard fight. The dude he's fighting is a good guy. I've seen him compete a lot.
Romeo's fighting in the Epic 58.
He's fighting on Epic 58.
He is.
Yeah, he's gonna be fighting another guy named Zion. He's from 10th.
And so you actually gave him some.
I told him. I
advice.
told him don't take the fight, bro. I honestly told him don't take the fight because he said his head was hurting still a month after the fight, and that's not
not good.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
I
So
can't believe this.
Yeah, I told him don't take the fight. I was trying to look out for him. His family's from Guam. My coach is from Guam.
Yeah.
My nutritionist from
Right.
Guam. Everybody's from Guam
Yeah.
that I support.
Nice.
So,
Okay, so speaking with, let's segue. We've got a few more minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Segue right into. I know you've mentioned it, but let's talk about where you train. Give me
Yeah.
some shout out for your coaches.
yeah, so I train at the arena in Point Loma, San Diego. I train in the Backroom Boys. So the arena is the main part of the gym. The Backroom Boys is basically the MMA team
Yep.
that we have there. We
Yeah.
probably have about 20, 25 guys in there consistently.
So how do you get into the backroom boys? What's the?
You have to have some kind of experience beforehand, whether it's wrestling, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's striking, whether it's boxing, whether it's something. You need something to come into the room to offer to all
Yeah.
of us.
Okay. You
can't just come in here and be a body, because if you're just a body, you're just gonna be
The
thrown
front room is more of the anybody that wants to train there.
Yeah, exactly. Like the beginners, there's still a bunch of pro boxers. We have Adam Bradley teaching jiu-jitsu up there,
Yeah.
who's competing in CGI this weekend for
Yep.
$1 million tournament.
Oh wow.
We have a bunch of really good guys up front and stuff, but the Backroom Boys is more of just MMA.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just MMA. It's not just jiu-jitsu. It's not just
Got
this,
it.
just this. It's all MMA.
Got it.
So all the MMA guys, we can go up there, we train up there with them, but it's like this is our home in the
Nice.
back room. So yeah, we train back there. I train under Vince Salvador, under the Backroom Boys.
Beautiful.
He's been my coach for 3.5 years, ever since I first started training. But yeah, he's been with me from the start. He first started training me. I only had one arm when I first started training. I had a crazy accident with my left arm. So for 3.5 months, we would only work my one arm.
What happened to your arm?
I got back from COVID from San Diego to San Diego from Palm Desert, from where I'm from.
Yeah.
I got a little crazy with my friends one night in PB. Ended up on a metal fence hanging. I got stabbed, impaled. And so my friends had to pick me up off the fence, and like arm came off.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
dude.
the metal came out of my arm. I had about 60 stitches,
Oh,
60 stitches or so
God.
right here. And then so my arm was in a cast, and I was like, I need to change
Did
my
you
life.
feel it?
No, I was so drunk, like I couldn't feel anything. I texted my dad. I was like, hey, I'm going to the hospital and stuff. And I woke up in the hospital for like 3 days.
How many stitches? 60 stitches? Did it go
Yeah.
all the way through, or?
They said that I was about this much far away from losing my arm. And so that happened, and I was like, I need to
Did it hit
change.
the artery?
It missed everything. I was blessed.
Dude, bro, because if it hit the artery, you're done.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have bled out.
The amount of blood that I had already seen there, I kind of like just accepted. I was kind of like just accepting what happened. And so I texted my dad. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I was like, I'm going to the ER, And my friends took me to the ER and stuff.
When was this?
This was right October,
Oh,
COVID.
okay, so 2020.
Yeah, I
Good
just moved
Lord.
back to San Diego, and so I was in
You had
the
already
ER.
been fighting for a while then, right?
Bro, I had never thrown a punch in my life.
What?
I'd never thrown a punch in my life. I changed my whole life after that.
You didn't even start fighting until after 20?
I grew up playing baseball, football, basketball. I had a baseball in my hand before I could walk. I was hitting a fast pitch by the time I was 2 years old, So I was playing baseball. I grew up that path. And
Yeah.
then it just wasn't physical enough for me. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't my sport, I learned so much from it,
Right.
but it wasn't my sport. So this happened. I loved fighting already just by watching it.
Yes.
And so I was like, I think I can do that. And I just thought, I played the video game. I was like, I think I can do this, just
Yeah.
stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
And this happened, made me change my whole life. And then I just focused on this path, and I've been here.
So where did you start? You go right to the...
I went straight to the arena. And then when I went to the arena, I just started working on this, like my one hand. So I'd go southpaw, I'd go orthodox, whatever I could do on the bag,
Yeah.
I'd go to Vince's class and stuff. And he would just see that work ethic. And I think he picked me up. And,
Yeah.
we would lessons. And then took me on more and
How
more
long
and
did the
more.
arm take to heal?
Fuck, man. It took about 3 weeks just to learn how to reopen it, because it was stuck like this. So I had to reopen it. It was like a rusty nail opening
Good
it again.
Lord.
And I never thought I was going to be able to, do that again.
Wow.
The jab's my number one weapon, But,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it was a scary time. I had to relearn how to open my arm again, just go through all those mental things. It was right before I signed up for the arena. The next day this happened. And then, yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy thing that happened.
Wow.
But I'm blessed that it did happen because I know what could happen. And
Yeah.
I'm happy where I'm at now.
Wow.
But yeah,
Holy
Vince
cow.
Salvador, Alex Trinidad,
Yeah, go down
Bobby
the list.
Winter. I mean, they've all helped me so much in this
What-
ride.
So what keeps you going? The fight.
Oh
Like
my
what's your why? Why are you fighting?
I just feel like I need to. It's just in me. I feel like I'm born for it. I never had a purpose before this. And now that I do, like, life is just easier. I've had the hardest, like, last 2 months that I think I've ever had in my life. And,
Wait, the last 2 months to now?
Yeah, probably the last 2 months.
What's
had,
happened?
It's been rough. It's been rough. I've had a dog for 12 years. She just passed away.
Yep.
My girl, I just
Yep.
broke up with her. She lived in Sweden, so it's too hard.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
Right.
Broke up with her. One of my teammates, unfortunately, passed away.
Oh man.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago in Coronado Bay, freak accident, and then my mom's house just burned down about
What?
a week and a half ago.
Good
Lost
Lord.
all of her dogs.
What?
Yeah, she fosters, rescues in Salton Sea. I don't know if you've ever been in the desert, but the Salton Sea out there, barren wasteland, not
Yeah.
much out there,
Yeah.
but people just leave their dogs out there to die. And so my mom would like literally go rescue the dogs, foster them, get them a new home. And yeah, last week like something happened. Her house went up in fire, bro. She lost
All the dogs?
She lost a good amount. She kept saving them, bringing them out. They kept running in because dogs with fires, they go back to where they feel safe, and safe is home.
Yeah.
Home is on fire. She kept running back in, bro. My mom's telling me this. I don't even recognize her, Like her hair melted to her head because she kept going back inside that many times just to save these dogs, Like my mom does everything for these dogs. She's had 3 spinal fusions because
Yeah.
she tried to save a dog when 2007, 17 years ago. She
Yeah.
had 3 spinal fusions, tried to save a dog that had no oxygen. So dogs are her whole life,
Yeah.
And she just lost. I'm not going to say how many, but she lost a lot,
Yeah.
from the foster.
Oh my God.
And so, yeah, it was just going back there and having to package them and bury them and do all that, like from after the whole mess. It was just, it's been a rough
Wow.
time,
Man.
But
Bro.
with fighting, like I feel like nothing can really bother me as much
Yeah.
as it used to.
Yeah.
Before I would just be a complete mess. My grandma passed like 11 years ago, and I was just a mess. And now like all these things keep happening, and I feel like I'm still on my path. Like
And how old are you?
I'm 25 now.
25.
I'm 25
Jeez,
now.
man, you've been through a lot. Keep fighting, dude.
No,
I mean,
we're all
literally in every meaning of the word fight, not just in the ring, but in life.
Exactly.
You know, it's not about, as the Rocky quotes, best one ever. It's not about how hard you get hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep going, moving forward.
For real, and that's something I like to push across to everybody. Everybody's a fighter. You know?
Everybody.
Oh,
We all got it in us.
Everybody has it in us. They don't even realize it, you know?
Totally.
The single mom who has to, fucking work 3
Yeah.
jobs to support a
Yeah.
kid, like the hardest fighters. That's the hardest shit you've ever been through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This stuff's easy compared to that. So.
You're right.
So.
And I always say, with no test, there is no testimony.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, remember that one.
I like that.
And
The
keep
bar
moving
right
forward. No test, no testimony. That's it.
I like that, JD.
The more the tested, the better. When you're being tested, thank God. Hey, God, thank you for the test, because he's making you.
I like that, bro.
He's making you. He's transforming you for who he's got you, who he's designed you to be on the other side of the test. That's it, bro.
I like that, bro.
Oh man, I want to keep going with this one. This one's fantastic. But we gotta go.
We'll get it again later.
All right, yeah, we'll get it again, dude. This was amazing. Taylor Foxx will not be on the card. However, you will be at the fight. You got to make it to the fight, dude.
I'll be at the fight. I'm
Get
trying
there.
to get on November 1. I really wanted to weigh in for this one.
Yeah.
Honestly, for that Elijah Kim and the one he's fighting, the guy he's fighting. I wanted
Yeah.
to weigh in for that in case anybody dropped out. But,
Cool.
things happen. So hopefully
Elijah's
November we'll get on.
Elijah's next in the interviewer.
Yeah.
So, dude, it's been a pleasure and honor. Keep fighting, bro.
Thanks,
keep
JD.
fighting, dude.
Appreciate you,
God's got a plan for you. I don't know if you're spiritual at all, but he's got a plan for you.
Very.
But you got to keep fighting.
Appreciate you,
Okay,
bro.
man. Here we go. Real deal talk.
Thanks, JD.
That's a wrap. Taylor Foxx, Epic 58, coming up Friday, the 23rd, August. Get your tickets. Let's go.
Yes, sir.